Hi guys, I'm Dr.Raylee. Let's talk about Alzheimer's disease and the number one food to avoid in order to overcome Alzheimer's disease or even improve the symptoms of Alzheimer's disease. First of all, let's look at some basic facts about this disease. Alzheimer's disease is a brain disorder that slowly destroys memory, thinking skills, and eventually your ability to carry out the simplest tasks. And during the very early stage of Alzheimer's disease, toxic changes begin to take place in the brain, including abnormal buildups of proteins that form amyloid plaques and tangles, leading to the inflammation in the brain, immune reaction, killing off these neurons in the brain. And scientists do not yet fully understand what causes Alzheimer's disease. The causes may probably be a combination of age-related changes in the brain, and age is the best-known risk factor for Alzheimer's disease, along with genetic factors, although genes does not equal destiny. Then you have environmental and lifestyle factors. Now, the importance of any of these factors in increasing or decreasing the risk of developing Alzheimer's disease may differ from a person to the other. But with all the factors that influences Alzheimer's disease, either positively or negatively, what you eat is the most important thing. And remember, you are what you eat. So what is the number one food you must avoid in order to overcome or improve Alzheimer's disease? And the answer is carbs, high fructose or glucose diet. Now, this is not known to a lot of people, and we keep on feeding Alzheimer's patients with too much of carbs, making the symptoms worse, especially with snacks in between meals. You see, when it comes to the normal brain function, insulin is very important, and the hormone insulin is a neuroprotective. It protects your brain cells and helps prevent amyloid plaques from developing in the brain. And so when you are deficient in insulin or the cells are resistant to insulin, your risk of developing the plaquing increases, and this is where carbs play an important role. When you consume too much of carbs, you increase the production of insulin, and that should naturally help protect your brain cells. But the more you consume too much of the carbs, the more insulin, and the resulting effect is that you're going to eventually develop what we call insulin resistance, because your body wants to protect you from the excess insulin, and the brain-blood barrier can also become resistant to insulin. So what happens is that at the end of the day, your brain cells will be deficient of insulin because your cells have developed resistance to insulin, and that will cause more plaquing, more inflammation, and your neurons will be out of balance. This will increase your risk of developing Alzheimer's disease, and if the person has already the disease, it makes the symptoms worse. This is why Alzheimer's disease is also called or classified as type 3 diabetes. Now, these added sugars, the refined sugars, and their product will make things worse. So you can't fix your Alzheimer's disease on top of this carbs. You must first of all fix insulin resistance. And these carbs also destroy your mitochondria, causing oxidation with free radicals, worsening the situation. So the most important thing to do is to fix your insulin resistance. You must lower your carbs so your body can shift its energy source from glucose to ketones, because ketone is a better fuel for your brain cells. And also exercise, intermittent fasting also helps as well as ketogenic diet. So if you have a family member who has Alzheimer's disease, or you are even diabetic, you got to cut down your carbs significantly, and that should help improve the symptoms. Now, the frequency of meal is also a key. The more you eat and snack, the more you raise your insulin, and the more your body becomes resistant to insulin, and that will cause more plaquing and more inflammation in the brain. And I recommend that you go on what we call OMA, that is 1 meal per day, a healthy diet, nutrient-dense food. If this video was helpful to you, kindly give us a like, comment, and share this with all your loved ones. And always remember that God wants you healthy. Your health, your life.